This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
On the outside from third, Malibu Glow in front, Rattlesnake Bridge, all of the above Rattlesnake Bridge, very close.
Roar on Ice, Stay Thirsty and Brilliant Speed. It's a shocker.
Pender, Harbor, Bowman's Causeway, and a thrilling.
Hoyle and Shackelford to the wire. Here's the finish. Hoyle has won the Haskell.
Stay Thirsty to win the Jim Dandy, and he is on the trail to the Travers.
Bullet drill time. Just real quick. Let's put a bullet next to your work here. Let's talk Travers. Start things off 1 to 10, with 10 being most difficult.
Right.
The pick 6 races at the spa on Saturday.
Oh, 10.5.
Yeah.
Killer, but very
11.
challenging.
11.
All right, 11.
Okay, I'll take the overs.
Okay.
1 to 10 quality of the Travers field.
About a 9.9.
Who we missing?
Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
It'd have been a 10 with him, but it's still 9.9 without him.
He's doing very well. He's improving all the time, and we think he wants a mile and a quarter, and we think he belongs with these horses. We like him.
It doesn't look like anybody can outfoot us. I think we'll break and probably clear and go to the front and try to hold on all the way around there. I mean, if somebody decides to send from down on the inside, we'll just clock them like we did in the Preakness and in the Haskell. He's gotten bigger and stronger over the campaign, and he's really doing well.
I feel very good about his workout the other day. I was a bit concerned that maybe he went a tick or two a little quicker than ideal. The way he has acted since, eating good, a lot of energy, training super.
It's a solid group. I don't know if there's any future Hall of Fame horses in this group, but it's definitely a solid field. But I put more emphasis on how my horse was doing, and if I thought he was sitting on a really good race, and I do. So I didn't pay a whole lot of attention about how the field was shaping up all week.
The horses always showed us a lot of talent, and we've been in some ambitious spots earlier in the year. We dropped back into the 1 other than last time here, going a mile and an eighth, and we thought he ran a very good race. And the horse is really doing well, and he seems to like this track a lot, so why not take a shot?
Coming into the work, you could tell his energy level was pretty high going to the pole, and came out of it. After he worked fast, but I mean the track was really, really fast. But for him, that's nothing.
He's done great since the Jim Dandy. Everything's gone according to plan. Very good work on Sunday. Came out of it in excellent shape. So I think we're coming up to the race just like we'd like to.
I really wish Stay Thirsty was a favorite in Grade 1 on a day that Uncle Mo doesn't run. I think Uncle Mo, he's such a special. He's probably strategically planned to run on the Stay Thirsty's day. But it's from 5:15 you got the King's Bishop with Uncle Mo. 5:45 Stay Thirsty. I don't know what owner can ask for more.
They're coming into the final furlong. Stay Thirsty, 2-length lead. Rattlesnake Bridge is second. J.W. Blue on the far outside. Roar on Ice down toward the rail. They're coming down to the finish. Stay Thirsty, Rattlesnake Bridge chasing him home, but the Travers goes to Stay Thirsty.
Turn was a little more complicated than we expected. He broke really well, and we thought kind of Shackelford might take a little more initiative than he did, and we kind of got jammed up in between horses. Finally got him back off the pace where we wanted to be, stalking Shackelford. As soon as we did that, then another wave of horses came. I thought it was a huge effort considering he ran every step of the mile and a quarter.
It's a roller coaster game. It's a bipolar game. I think what we just saw in the last half hour for Todd Pletcher and Michael Pauly, the biggest low, the highest high, all within 30 minutes. Probably the best win of my life right here within the Travers. This is what the game's about. If you want to be in this game, you have to deal with the highs and lows.
You might think the oldest stakes for 3-year-olds is the Kentucky Derby, Preakness, or Belmont Stakes. Known as the Midsummer Derby, the Travers Stakes has seniority on the Triple Crown races. Annually the centerpiece of the Saratoga meet, the Travers was first run in 1864 and won by Kentucky, a horse owned by William R. Travers, the first president and co-founder of Saratoga Racecourse, and for whom the race was named. Tradition has always played a significant role in the tapestry of Saratoga Springs, where glorious Victorian homes still line Union Avenue, and timeless charm settles over the track's grandstand. In 1961, the custom of painting the silks worn by the Travers winner on a canoe was introduced. The canoe, which first became part of the track's landscape in 1926, resides in the infield lake. The modern-day Travers Trophy celebrates one of the greatest horses of the 20th century, Man o' War, whose nearly spotless resume included a victory in the 1920 Midsummer Derby. The trophy was christened the Man o' War Cup and was crafted by Tiffany & Company. A gold-plated replica is presented to the winner each year by a family member of Samuel Ritter, Man o' War's owner. The Travers has had a say in determining the 3-year-old champion on more than a dozen occasions. The most recent Travers winner to earn the 3-year-old title was Summer Bird in 2009.
The winner of the Travers and the Belmont is Summer Bird.
The leggy chestnut, who put his rookie trainer Tim Ice on the map, splashed home over a sloppy track to join his sire Birdstone in sweeping both the Belmont Stakes and Midsummer Derby.
He earned the nicknames Big Red Train and T-Rex around the Bob Baffert barn. The copper-colored Point Given was a physically striking individual. As a 3-year-old, he tipped the scales at a hefty 1,300 pounds. He also was a heavyweight on the racetrack. During Point Given's sophomore campaign in 2001, the colt, who was owned by the late Ahmed Salman's Thoroughbred Corporation, reigned supreme in his division. Following victories in a pair of Southern California Kentucky Derby preps, Point Given was given the favorite's role on the first Saturday in May. He and his jockey Gary Stevens drew the outside post in the 17-horse field. Point Given was placed within striking distance of the leaders down the backstretch, but flattened out in the stretch, finishing nearly 12 lengths behind the winner, Monarcos.
Jorge Chavez and Monarcos have won the Kentucky Derby.
Initially, Stevens questioned his ride aboard the colt, but later acknowledged Point Given might have been spinning his wheels over a lightning-fast strip at Churchill Downs that afternoon.
Point Given is pressed in front by 2, and he's going to do it. Point Given redeems a disappointing Derby. He was perfect in the Preakness to win by 2.
Everything was to Point Given's liking in the Preakness and Belmont.
By Point Given, he is under the line to win the Belmont by 11 lengths.
His margin of victory in the Haskell wasn't as visually impressive, but Point Given left the Jersey Shore with the lion's share of the purse and something in the tank for the Midsummer Derby. 8 rivals lined the starting gate to take on Point Given in the Travers. From the furlong marker to the wire, Point Given's dominance was never in doubt.
Point Given pulling away to win through the stretch by 3, and no doubt about it, the king of the 3-year-olds.
It would be his 4th consecutive victory in a $1 million race. Point Given not only joined his father, Thunder Gulch, as a Travers winner, he also became the first horse since 1967 to win the Preakness, Belmont, and Travers, becoming part of an elite group that includes Man o' War. Shortly after the Travers, a tendon strain in his left foreleg was detected, and Point Given was retired. But he had already accomplished enough to be recognized as the season's champion 3-year-old and Horse of the Year.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Justin Phillip will do it.
Flashpoint is getting away.
Caleb Classy, the longest shot on the board. Uncle Mo, he demolished the field. He won by 15 lengths. Won by more than that.
It was kind of a stress-free period just because everything's gone so well, and I think you get stressed out when your horse isn't doing well, or your schedule's not going according to plan, or things just aren't going right. And in his case, everything's gone perfectly. So it's been a relatively stress-free, 6 weeks getting him here. When you run a horse, of his capabilities and his reputation, you want him to be ready and perform well. And I'll be anxious about it, but I'll also be excited about it and, looking forward to watching him run again. We want to see him perform well. Obviously, we would hope to win and, come out of it in fashion that we can continue moving forward, hopefully for a Breeders' Cup.
I'm not worried about all eyes being on him, but definitely nervousness because the roller coaster ride that we've been through with Mo, from his 2-year-old championship season to coming back to being sick and not knowing what he had to, not knowing whether he would survive, never mind race. And now the way he's bounced back the last 3 months has been amazing. And, we set this target as the King's Bishop and everybody told us there was no chance. It was a long shot. Everything had to be perfect. And, between Windstar Farms, who did a great job, and the street doctors, Byers, Bernard, and divers, and getting him back here with Todd, everything's gone right on schedule.
And here comes Caleb's posse. Uncle Mo's in front. Justin Phillip, Caleb's posse. Can Uncle Mo hold off Caleb's posse? It's going to be a photo finish in the King's Bishop. That is too close to call. Very close at the end. Uncle Mo desperately trying to hold off the oncoming Caleb's posse. They were an inch apart at the line.
Let's watch it in slow motion.
It's so close on the wire as you see Uncle Mo taking over. Flashpoint never had a breather this entire way.
That's what the inside draw will do. He got run into the ground by Run Flat Out and Poseidon's Warrior. He's going to fade. Here comes Caleb's posse on the outside. Right on the money. Does he put his head down? Yeah, looks like it.
Caleb's posse's on the choke board as the winner. 3-year-old colt by Posse. 4 times in the last 11 starts he's raced 1 turn, and he's won all 4, coming off a 105 Beyer speed figure in the Grade 2 Amsterdam, and he proved that race was no fluke.
Equestrio for the fleet again on the far outside 5th. But To Honor and Serve is running his race today, and he's opening up on the field in a big, big way this afternoon. To Honor and Serve, a rousing victory here, and wins by 8 lengths on the line.
We needed to see this before we stepped up. I mean, he was coming off races that probably weren't good enough to go into a race like the Travers. I mean, I think at one point we thought he was a Travers horse, and just the timing of it didn't work out. I mean, I think, hopefully we're loaded well enough to compete good in the Travers tomorrow. But it was just really good to see this horse back on track.
Coming to the final furlong, Lovely Lil up to the neck now of Nicole's Missile, and it is Lovely Lil in front and pulling away. Followed by Nicole's Missile, Lady Grace Note, and Lovely Lil geared down in the final 16th of a mile to win it here. And on the outside, it's Preaching to the Devil. Bigger is better. Here comes Bigger is better after Social Soul. Can Social Soul hold on? Bigger is better coming to him and coming by him. Bigger is better in the final stride of the Albany. Hilda's Passion, and she is putting on a display here. Hilda's Passion just runs away from them all through the stretch, will win all by herself. Almost won the Ballerina by 10 lengths.
Hilda's Passion, non-displaced condylar fracture. For folks that are out there who don't know what this means, enlighten us.
Condylar fracture is racetrack terminology or racetrack veterinarian terminology for a fracture that goes into the fetlock joint. It's a lateral condyle, that's the outside of the joint of the cannon bone.
As far as sassy image, for people out there here grabbing a quarter and say, what? What is grabbing a quarter?
Well, basically they step on themselves. And if you look at a horse's foot, it kind of flares out at the bottom where the hoof is. And what'll happen is they'll step on themselves.
Tappett's Fly is still the one to catch. Roma Conca second, Daveron far outside, coming on track late, down to the final 16th. Here comes Daveron far outside, Tappett's Fly at the rail, Roma Conca between those two, under the wire. It's Daveron going away. Maple Forest trying to gut it out for one more furlong here. Has the lead by a length and a half. Roman Treasure keeps on fighting. Hot Summer, then AZ Warrior coming down to the finish. It's a leg-weary Maple Forest. Down on the rail, here comes Hot Summer on through. It's close, and it goes to Hot Summer.
I think one got loose very shortly after it came onto the track and was running the wrong way. And of course, you've got a real loud siren, and you've got horses that are trying to get out of his way that are on the outside fence. So it was kind of nerve-wracking there for a few minutes. He may have wrapped himself, but he had a little plaque of edema on the outer edge of his right front tendon yesterday after training, and I wasn't sure what to make of it, but obviously it concerned me enough to take the horse out of the race. And we did ultrasound him yesterday afternoon, and he scanned very clean, and his measurements were well within the normal parameters. So we're just hopeful that he had a little nick there, and it doesn't involve the tendon itself. So I think we should be all right. We'll medicate him for a few days and re-scan him, and hopefully we won't miss any time. It went well, all except for him being a little bit of a bad boy wheeling with Ramon, but he has a little habit of that. He can be a little fresh coming on the track and coming off the track, and but no harm done. He's doing very well. We've been very pleased with him. He's had 2 works for the race, and his last work was a strong one. He finished strong and he galloped out strong. So, we're in good shape. We're happy to be running, and he's ready to run.
Get Stormy to catch. Toralore runs at him at the 16th pole. Toralore gets Stormy. Toralore takes the lead. Get Stormy boots ahead. Barishnikov. It is Toralore who took it by 2.5 lengths, followed by Get Stormy close for third. Barishnikov or boots ahead.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Gold Golden Dove is at the back of the pack. Javona Alyssa trying to fight free from Storm Gal, but here comes Sugar Trade driving down the center of the course. It's Sugar Trade, Javona Alyssa, and Storm Gal. Sugar Trade inside the final 100 yards, and Tammy Pimarini gets a milestone win here at Suffolk Downs. Lifetime victory number 2,000 with Sugar Trade.
It's listed in your bio that we're looking at that one of your main goals is to reach 3,000. Now, you just reached 2,000. What kind of a feeling was that for you on Monday?
You know, Zoe, it was a great, great feeling. And I was just being interviewed by a local paper, and they asked me the same question. It really, really didn't hit me till I got about 10 wins away. You know, my husband tells me I'm a very humble person. I said, but as you know, as being a rider yourself, you have your ups and you have your downs. You know, one day you're on top of the roller coaster, and one day you're at the bottom. So I try not to let it get. You know, if I have a great week or a great year, I don't. You know, I don't boast it. You know.
Well, Tammy, you certainly sound like you're still on cloud 9, but I believe you're also looking ahead. You say that Julie Crone is your idol, as she was mine as well, and you're looking forward to maybe 3,000 wins.
I'd love to get to 3,000, as long as I stay healthy and free of injury, and as long as I don't get pregnant in between again. You know, I'm on a tear right now, and I'm very focused, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try real hard.
Queen Drama in with a chance. Awesome Bell trying to upset her stablemate. It's Queen Drama outside Red Bud Road now, and Queen Drama's got a nose in front. Queen Drama, Red Bud Road. Queen Drama maybe in the Susan's Girl. Midnight Serenade and Jose Alvarez, a giant move past the quarter pole, and they're clear in the Sea Cliff. It's Midnight Serenade from Burning Time and El Romano. Midnight Serenade could not have been more impressive. Musical Flair is the one who's coming best of all. Musical Flair now sweeping up and by to get the lead from Martini Madness, and it's Musical Flair and Jesus Rios to win the Fasig-Tipton Turf Dash. It's Frolic's Revenge crushing them in the Lindsay Frolic. Frolic's Revenge keeping it all in the family, and she won it by almost 5. Fort Loudon now forging to the lead. Gentleman's Code runs second. Argentine Tango pings over down the center of the track. It's Fort Loudon and Luis Gerardo, 2 for 2 in the Stallion Stakes. Fort Loudon going for the sweep later on. Exclusively Maria, Citizen Advocate, Sweet and Vicious joins them. I-Line dies down to the inside. Here's Sweet and Vicious through Citizen Advocate the outside. Citizen Advocate and Luis Gerardo win the Catch a Rising Star.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
The birthday girl, Zoe Cadman. We didn't have time to get you a cake, but we got you. Well, we got you a muffin with a candle. So all I can say is happy birthday, love.
Thank you, Pete, and everybody out there. I will eat this and try not to choke on it. It's my birthday.
I know.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, we only let you off this weekend because we know today's your birthday. So we let you off this weekend for your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. 21 again, Dale.
Yes, again.